Lisa's got a Netflix original. Jisoo's fronting a French outdoor brand. And somehow the group still had room for a Razer collab. Wednesday, everybody.
This is Blackpink Daily, and somehow this week is peaking, then slipping into brand deals like it's trying to collect the whole set. Solo, 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 and then one very specific gaming keyboard.
We've got the Lisa Netflix story getting real institutional traction, Jisoo's Salomon confirmation out of FZINE Singapore, and the Razer Group collab sitting right in the middle of it. Honestly, that's probably the weirdest place for it to land, which makes it the interesting part.
And we do need to answer this. If the group can land a Razer deal in the middle of a solo cycle, while one member is about to film a Netflix movie, what is YG even doing with the OT4 calendar right now?
BERNAMA writes,
Seoul, February 6. BERNAMA Yonhap. Lisa of the K-pop girl group Blackpink will lead a new Netflix original film, the global streaming platform said Friday, Yonhap news agency reported. Lisa will star in a new Notting Hill-inspired romantic comedy feature for Netflix, the platform said in a brief post on X, referring to the 1999 film featuring Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant.
Quick source flag before we dig in. BERNAMA's dateline on this piece is February 6th. Netflix confirmed the Notting Hill-inspired rom-com months ago. So what's happening today is syndication catching up, not a brand new break.
I've been watching this since February, so yes. But here's the new part. Lisa is attached to a Katie Silberman rom-com, and she's also filming Taigo, the Extraction spin-off, with Don Lee. That's 2 Netflix productions in the same window. The musician crossing over lines some outlets still want is just stale now.
And that Taigo detail is what makes the group scheduling question actually land. Because this isn't some future commitment, she's on set. So when the Razer collab turns up as the one group-branded story this week, I keep coming back to the same thing. What does a group calendar even mean when one member is mid-production on 2 films?
YG keeping 4 solo arcs moving while still landing a Razer collab says the OT4 brand is running in parallel, not on pause. But parallel has a ceiling, and 2 Netflix productions might be where you start to feel it. Okay, so Lisa is officially doing a Netflix film. But is this a new lane opening up, or does it just make the scheduling puzzle for Blackpink even messier?
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm the human behind the podcast you're listening to right now. I'm really looking to learn more about what our listeners like and don't like about our shows. So if you're listening and you have opinions about these podcasts, I would love the chance to chat with you personally. There's a link in the show notes with how to get in touch, or you could email me at hello@lanternpodcast.com. Thanks. Now back to the episode.
It's both, and the speed is the part that jumps out. The Netflix rom-com, a Notting Hill-inspired project written by Katie Silberman, who did Set It Up and Booksmart, was announced in February, and it came straight out of Lisa's relationship with White Lotus executive producer David Bernard, who she bonded with on set over a shared love of that 1999 film. Per deadline, Bernard and Lisa developed the premise together while they were still shooting White Lotus Season 3. What makes this feel like a real second engine instead of a one-off is the volume. Per Yahoo Entertainment, the Netflix rom-com is already Lisa's 3rd acting credit, because she's also currently filming Taigo, a project set in the Extraction universe from the Russo brothers. So in roughly a year, she goes from 0 screen credits to 3. On top of that, the Viva La Lisa Las Vegas residency at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace drops in November. 4 shows across 2 weekends, making her the first K-pop artist ever to hold a Vegas residency. That's a lot of infrastructure being built around Lisa as a standalone global act.
With the residency locked into November, and at least 2 film projects already in motion, where does that realistically leave room for Blackpink activity? Is there any signal from YG on group plans that has to compete with all this?
The sources we have don't show any announced Blackpink group schedule that directly clashes, but that's almost the thing to watch. The residency dates in November and the film slate are locking in big chunks of Lisa's calendar, well into late 2026 and beyond, which means any group reunion window is narrowing by default. Blink should keep an eye on whether YG makes any group announcement before those windows close, because right now Lisa's solo infrastructure is moving faster than anything on the group side. FZINE Singapore with Liv Lim.
Gorpcore just got a major glow-up, with French outdoor sports lifestyle brand Salomon officially announcing K-pop royalty Jisoo as their newest global ambassador. This comes to no surprise given her absolute chokehold on pop culture, as seen in the highly anticipated Jisoo and Hello Kitty pop-up that recently took over Wisma Atria in Singapore.
Jisoo's Salomon deal is confirmed in writing now. FZINE Singapore has the official ambassador announcement, and the framing is very specifically Gorpcore, a French outdoor performance brand stepping into streetwear. That's a totally different category from anything else in her portfolio this week.
Tommy Hilfiger is prep. Hello Kitty Singapore is pop culture IP. And now, Salomon is trail running gear that fashion people decided to turn into an aesthetic. She's not doubling down on one lane. She's collecting lanes.
FZINE also says this is a long-term partnership, with drops coming over the next few months. So the Salomon story isn't just one campaign placement. That's infrastructure. And that answers the question we had after the Tommy Hilfiger story about whether the brand cluster was a pattern or a coincidence. The music with Mary Varvaris.
Razer, the leading global gaming lifestyle brand for gamers, recently joined forces with South Korean girl group Blackpink to launch a new range of gear for enthusiastic gamers. The Blackpink X Razer collection is home to a low-profile RGB keyboard, the Razer Ornata V3 10 keyless, Blackpink Edition, an ergonomic mouse, Razer DeathAdder Essential, Blackpink Edition, a fun mousepad, Razer Gigantus V2, Medium, Blackpink Edition, and an incredible-looking gaming chair.
The one group-branded story in today's rundown is a Razer gaming collab. Keyboard, mouse, mousepad, chair, all in Blackpink's signature colorway, with pre-orders live in Australia ahead of a June 30 release. That's a full product suite, not just a logo slap.
And this is genuinely the most OT4 news we've had all week, because everything else has been solo portfolio moves. The Razer Enki X gaming chair, with a limited edition member photo included at purchase, that's fandom infrastructure, not just merch.
What I keep coming back to is the category. This week has been luxury fashion, French outdoor performance gear, Netflix film, and then the group collab is RGB keyboards at JB Hi-Fi. Razer calls itself a gaming lifestyle brand, so sure, there's a lifestyle argument there, but it's a very specific consumer.
I don't think that's an accident when you've got 4 members doing individual arcs. The group IP move lands somewhere none of the solo deals are touching. Jisoo isn't signing with Razer.
If Blackpink is part of your daily K-pop radar, check out New Jeans Daily Podcast, a bunnies briefing on Minji, Hani, Danielle, Haerin, and Haein, with Comeback Watch, Adore Hybe updates, music signals, and K-pop news. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll find links to all of today's stories in the show notes. So if anything caught your ear, you can tap through and read more when you have a moment. That's Blackpink Daily Podcast for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back with you next time. This is a Lantern Podcast.